Of the technical committee for the creation of ANIOMA State. Chairman is the co-chairman is NED NWOKO and all the other kings are members and many other eminent sons and daughters. And it has been done. We have some work to do. This inauguration has put together a team, a technical team that will support what I'm doing in the Senate. For example, we have the public hearing and then after that there will be third reading and then there will be a referendum. And so these are processes that I need in support of my people. So they are here today and I'm happy that we have done the needful. So now the work of the committee starts. There are things to be done, liaising with all the stakeholders, updating them on what is happening. There are, of course, we have the media. We have a media team beside them. We have the planning committee, all subcommittees, and we have the other subcommittees. So their works are well defined. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We believe that's why all of us are here. We believe in the process. And the support of the process are ongoing. And this one is one that will create a greater chance for all of us. Government Marcus Enugu, presenting the youth, Marcus Enugu, EUDI.
Our royal fathers, due respect, appreciate you. If you go from where you go, but I'm going to ask you that's where you go. All the world, I did is short of the national anthem. We'll let us sing it because King. Thank you very much. I respect because I don't know where or no particular there go to anywhere can actually Makataka. And because you find
we adore you because you are worthy. This gathering now is not by accident, it has been predestined by you. To open the book of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. In Jesus' name we pray.
Around the world, always you to hold it because Nasika will look forward to Yan Dios es soberano líder, muy a la voce. Namago.
Ahụ dị mma ogologo anyị ekene Chukwu ka anyị si bịa ruo n'udo na-ekpekwa na ụkwụ anyị ji bịa ka anyị ga-eji na ezinụlọ anyị ga-adị mma, ụmụ anyị ga-aba anyị, udo ga-achị na be anyị, udo ga-achị na Delta niile. Ife anyị dị ịkpata atụ okwu ANIOMA, ekpere anyị bụ na ọ ga-aga ọfụma, Chukwu ga-eme ka ọ gaa anyị tazi ọjị atata wele n'afa Kraịst bụ onye nwe anyị.
Obiago Odogwadi Omahabi Igwe Olunzalani na Ogweshi na ndị nze Ogweshi na Habibu Igwe na ọmọdụ Igwe onye na nzele ahụ nna m agọji na maya ka ọbịbụ
Nnamago Asabago Lotei Obigwe Odogwadi Obiago. An honor to all is due. It is my honor and responsibility to hand over the microphone to His Royal Majesty Asaba Professor Epiphany Chibowazige, Senior Academic Nigeria, Officer of the Order of Nigeria, fellow of the Charter Ministry of Mediators and Conciliators, and fellow the Nigerian School of Advanced Legal Studies, and of course, the history of the head of the Director General. And of course, the immediate past President of Commonwealth Perpetual Court, Knight of St. John's International, and Papal Knight of St. Gregory the Great. Our royal fathers are distinguished personalities. It is my responsibility, in reverence, as I hand over the microphone to the 14th Asaba Father.
Our Royal Majesties, in your numbers here in attendance, Odogwadi Omahabigwe, let me respectfully acknowledge the convener, our own dear Senator Prince NED NWOKO and the Right Honorable Ngozi Okolie, representing ANIOMA in the House of Representatives, other political bigwigs here in attendance, ndị Olinzelani ndị Nzele from all parts of ANIOMA here gathered, members of the technical committee. I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank in a special way the convener for making this possible and for fixing these dates at the shortest possible time. Let me also congratulate all the nominees. I believe that you have been found worthy, one way or the other, to add value to the process and also to ensure in your own way that we attain the height and objective for which this technical committee will be inaugurated. And that is to push the frontiers and to ensure that we attain our height and the goal, which is clearly, let it not be lost on us, that the journey for creation of states have always found its roots here in Asaba. In the days of Chief Dennis Osadebe, the process for the creation of Midwestern region started from here. And today, we of the Asaba extraction are immensely proud that we are also here to ensure that this quest for the creation of ANIOMA state receive added impetus. And we are here in our numbers to support the quest. Let me say categorically that the work before us, I'm sure it will be clearly enunciated by the convener when he speaks, is multidimensional. Firstly, I'm sure the policy formulation and all the other issues pertaining to our documentation has been well categorized, and I'm sure that was presented to the National Assembly by the convener. What is before us is to push further in many ways than one to ensure that we meet the criteria and the requirements clearly enunciated in sections 8 and 9 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which deals with the creation of states and also at the same time amendment of the Constitution. There are so many issues and steps that we need to take care of. So firstly for me is education. We need to educate ourselves clearly about those requirements. We need to digest them. We need to internalize them. We need to make sure that we're at home with them so that at any point in time we can know the boxes to be ticked and we cannot run away from that. Firstly is the one that appeals to me most is the issue of referendum. That issue is the one that will take us to all the nooks and crannies of the ANIOMA geographical boundaries to make sure that we sensitize our people and create the necessary awareness so that we can tell ourselves that anytime there's a referendum that we must not just attain the 2/3 majority required, that we are going to get much more than that. So that is work for us to be done. Secondly is for us also to know that there is a lot of lobbying to be done in many ways than one. Because this decision will not be taken by us and us alone. We are just the catalyst for making sure that we attain this high. But there are also other extractions that we can lobby. And I'm sure that the convener has been doing that on the floor of the chambers of the Senate. And it is for us also in our own ways to make sure that we get involved in that lobbying. The next is for us also in form of education. It's for us to know exactly where we are headed. It's not. Again, it is the duty and responsibility of the technical session to make sure that we work on that. What do we have going for ANIOMA? What are the mineral resources? How can we harness them? What will they add to the GDP? How are we sure that we must remain viable in all time? I know we are, but we must have such documentation clearly worked out as policy papers, statistics, and data that we have to show around. Again, the next thing I must talk about is inclusivity. This is not a time for divide and rule. Let us not exclude anybody in this journey. We must carry anybody along. The only way we can carry everybody along is to use superior arguments. Let us confront people who are doubting Thomases with facts and statistics and data, enough to sway them to our side. Don't write off anybody. That's what I mean by inclusivity. We cannot exclude anybody, but we must carry everybody along. So we have job to do, members of the technical session. I believe if there is need for us to also address so many other issues or variables as the case may be, after the convener has spoken, we will gladly do so. But for me, this is just to drop this nutshell so that we will have that at the back of our mind before the inauguration. And after the inauguration, the conversation and the engagement can continue in full flow. On that note, and on behalf of the Asaba community, I warmly welcome everybody. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Namago, Asabanachi Alabango, Lode, Obiago. With due respect to the convener of this event, most distinguished Senator Prince NED NWOKO, one day, appreciate you, Right Honorable Inauguration all protocol duly observed. About Madam Ndi Obiago no nebe, Yandi Nancy and Yinko no nebe, I call him Chechinde, and Obifish President, Obiago, on all the man, Kuno Mariwa, all the Hefe, was is in there, no Podoe, Yarimutu Webanebe, or if Ashimado, I indicate the Washington. Conveners and all our traditional rulers in the house, I'd like to hand over the microphone to Ugweshi Dr. Godfrey Odogu for the next part of the program. Ugweshi.
Our revered royal and highly respected royal fathers, please permit me to stand on the very existing protocol. I want to very quickly and most respectfully invite the Dame of Abo, Obi Ikechukwu Kanakodi, Dr. Benjamin Ikechukwu Kanakodi first. Sorry, okay? Yeah, please.
Your Majesty, the Saba, my dear brothers, all present, my dear Senator, thank you very, very much. This is a project that has been long in the offing now. I don't want to stand here and say too much. I think that us all being here has said enough. And our most learned friend here has really enunciated how we need to move forward as a people. The most important thing for me is unity. If we want to succeed with this project, we must set aside personal interests. We must set aside personal feelings. Let us do something we want to do well, do it properly. Give those necessary support to our wonderful senator. Give the support to all those who need it. Let's have this project brought to fruition. I don't want to talk more than that. Unity will get us where we need to go. Of course, this is not a short journey we've been on. It's been decades that we've been on this, and it may still take some more time. There are numerous things that are hampering the country. But please, if we are able to organize ourselves, I'm sure that we will get to that journey to the end. So everybody that's here, thank you for making the effort of being here today. And once again, Your Majesty, you're very, very welcome to be throne. And I pray that the people of Asaba continue to give you that support. My dear Senator, thank you for everything that you've done and everything that you continue to do. You know, you are a good brother to me and a good friend. I will always give you that support. My dear royal brothers, you're very, very welcome. God bless all of you. Thank you.
Not particularly in any order, I'd like to respectfully appreciate the presence of His Royal Majesty
ANIOMA State. We started the struggle with him right from the beginning, and we're not going to look back. Rather, we have to on hand with him to move forward. So I want to thank you very much for this meeting, for this gathering, and I want those of us that have just come today for the first time to give us their support. And I know that with God, all things are possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. His Royal Majesty Evangelist Roland Chukwusom Osamota, Yaje of Eziono, and second Vice Chairman Delta North Traditional Council. Ebu akwatawo ama nọ na be nna anyị Asaba Ahaba mana ndị na-achị obodo echikezi ọna ọ dị anyị mmasị nne so ziga ka ha tiwa ka mgba ọnụ na efu akwatawo n'oge ndị nna anyị biko kwanụ aka mana ọ kwanyere nna anyị ugwu maka ọ bụ ya ka ọ nọ mana ọ maka ama onye nna anyị bụ Asaba Ahaba asụrụ ofu onye kwụrụ ọkwụrụ anwụrụ is a team player, is a wonderful leader, and of course and is marvelous in our eyes. Namago Asaba Ahaba Dode Obiago ndị nna m Obiago ọ na-akpọnisizi Akubu Ahaba Chief Barrister NED NWOKO Akubu Ahaba and Chief of Staff to His Royal Majesty Asaba Ahaba to receive this on behalf of His Royal Majesty there.
Nago Asaba Ahaba Dode Obian Agunu most distinguished senator Wade Ogweshi Honorable Ngozi Okoli, I respect you. No. Biko eji mafa mmani bo Asaba. And indeed, members of the Traditional Rulers Council of ANIOMA extraction here present. We are now urging distinguished senator Che for this occasion. As a guy by senator, on about Royal Body, I'm a Nanden, man not here, and about Assagoji. I want the Papa to watch it and about I said, all I tell you, Niquaku, Luamba, the Puha, Lumba, you don't want a substance. You will live in Carnivondia, or Gadelema, Lucian. God bless you. Nago.
Dalano. I'm not known to walk on a case because I can see already. Dalano. You could never be with animals and then authorities can well, or Pamuda can with a disco. Dalano. I'd like to respectfully appreciate the presence of articulate, highly focused. The man, I believe, that has the interests of his people at heart. I was voted by his people first in 1999 as a member of the House of Representatives. He did so well. And of course, much later, in the years ahead, came the time that our ANIOMA people spoke with one voice and said, please go to the Senate and represent us. And here we are, pushing to see the fruition of ANIOMA. Against this Bible, I present to you our royal fathers, our mothers and fathers and our brothers. Most distinguished Prince, Senator Nwoko Mwade, Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, representing Delta North Federal Constituency. Thank you very much. I should put our hands together as we invite him.
Asabago, Dode, all the royal fathers, Aguagono. My political leaders here, and brothers, sisters, all of you, you're all welcome. Everybody, the youths, all ANIOMA people here, even those who are not from ANIOMA, but they live here, you are all. Ago, you know, you have said so much in your brief remarks. But that is the problem of having a professor of law. Having a professor of law as a servant. But you know too much. You know everything. Not only a professor of law, a senior advocate of Nigeria. So he has so much that ordinarily I will say to you that there's nothing for me to say, but I have a lot to say, and I will still say a lot, but not touching on those areas that you have already very well spoken about. I thank you, and I thank the Dean for your support, the speech you made, and of course my brother, my old friend. I am very grateful. The quest for ANIOMA State is very historical. It is very historical because it's well documented. Everybody knows how our people have fought over the years. There's hardly anybody here, either as a king or as an ANIOMA person, that does not understand the history. The fact that this started many, many years ago. I became aware of it when the Asaba of Asaba, the Middle-Pass Asaba, and others were visiting various presidents, various former presidents, various leaders across the country in the quest for ANIOMA State. Most of you kings here, the young and the old, have been part of it. Because I know when you came to see Obasanjo, I know when you came to see Yaradua, I know when you came to see Goodluck. It's historical. I'm just, this process is like a race, a relay race. Something you started many years ago, or others started, they handed over to you. Now I became a senator and I accepted to be part of the relay without fear or favor of anybody, but just pursuing it with the same vigor, with the same strength that I experienced with people moving around the country. Of course, not to forget that in 2014, at the confab, ANIOMA State was one of the highlights of the confab. There's a document here that was submitted on behalf of ANIOMA people in 2014 for the creation of ANIOMA State. This document is as valid today as it was then. So it is part of the documentation that I am relying on in the Senate. Agu, I know that you have a hand in this. You tell me now. So I am taking permission from you to tender this in evidence officially before the Senate. I hope you support. The groundwork has been laid over the years. The people of ANIOMA have been sensitized. Because I've never met anybody from ANIOMA that will tell you, oh, they're not interested. They have some issues, some reservations over one or two things, but I will also touch on those later. But the fact is that virtually every ANIOMA son and daughter wants to be free. This is our own freedom fight. What the NED NWOKO from the fight against the Europeans, the Kumek War. I don't need to tell you that we have always had warriors, fighters amongst ourselves. So the freedom fight is not a new thing. It's a long walk, but we're getting there. And we'll get there with me leading the fight, because one, I understand what has to be done. Two, I am doing exactly what has to be done. And three, because the political class, especially APC government, led by the president, the vice president, the senate president, the chairman of APC, and of course, at this state level, the party people, the party chairman is here. I don't know whether you all know him, Chief Waka. They know you. They know you in Asaba. But I don't think, if I ask somebody from NWOKO, is there anybody from NWOKO here? I'm the only one, eh? No problem. So I know they know you, you know. But this fight is not my fight alone. There are requirements, as the Asaba has already explained, but I'll just run through them. From my own part, in the Senate, the first thing was to draft the bill. The bill is a document that states exactly what I am asking to be done as a senator. So it's called a private member's bill. In that bill, ANIOMA State is proposed to comprise of the 9 local government areas as we currently have it. That is Anocha, North and South, Oshimili, North and South, Eka, South and Eka, Northeast, Okwane, Ndokwa East and Ndokwa West. Of course, along the line, I had requests from my brothers in banking that they want to be part of this. So I've had meetings with them, I've had discussions with them. I've discussed the inclusion of banking. In my own ways, I want to carry everybody along. By the time you understand the history of the bankers, you will know that they are one of us. So whether we amend the bill later, after the third reading or not, will remain to be seen. But we can't do it until after the third reading. I thought you should know that. We also have the Southeast to contend with. I've had meetings with all the contiguous states, that is Anambra and Imo. And as I told you the other day, I will say it here because this occasion is an opportunity for me to tell you everything. I will not hold back anything. So that, as a member of the committee, you can go out there and also tell the same story as it is and stand by it. That's why I will take my time to explain as much as I can remember. And then inaugurate the committee. So ordinarily, I think that the inauguration should take place first. But before that, indulge me, allow me this opportunity to explain more before the inauguration, so that you can be better informed of the prospects. Look, as far as I'm concerned, the creation of ANIOMA State is a done deal. We must also be aware of. So, the governor of Imo State, who is a very close friend of mine, has been, please show them somewhere to stay, please. Imo State is among those pushing for all those states, or one of those states. The long process. You see, such discussions would take place between the president, the attorney general, and others at the appropriate time. So I don't want such discussions to negatively affect us in any way. Look, if we are not doing well, if the prospects are not so good for ANIOMA State, do you think that the governor of another state will want to be part of us? They wouldn't want to be. But it is important that you understand why the prospects for ANIOMA State is very good. Before I joined APC, I had several meetings with the president and the vice president and the Senate president, amongst others, party chairman, national party chairman. And they all told me the same thing. They said, we will support the historical quest for ANIOMA State, principally because of the ANIOMA project. As you know, no sooner had I joined the APC than the rest of PDP collapsed into APC. So I am the forebearer. Yes, I am the forebearer. I led the way. Ain't I? So the leadership of the country that will make this happen are on the same page with me. President has a role to play, a very big role. Because if after we have gone through the processes, which I will explain later, and he refused to sign it, it will not work, will it? But now we know, according to what he said to me, go and do your work in the Senate. When you're done with the Senate, and you're done with the referendum, that he will do the needful. And what he will do that? I trust the president. I truly trust him. I knew him back in London in those days when he was in exile. I was there as a lawyer, acting for Alafin, for Yo, and the rest of them. And that's how I met him. Through Alafin, for Yo, and Arichokala, Alao. We were all friends then in London. So I know him. I know that he wants to change many things in Nigeria. Time permitting, I will talk about those things that I feel that he will change. He believes, I know from what he said in those days and now, he will do them. But he will not do them now until the second term. That's why we must all give him the support to get him to the next election, get him to win. He will do many things. He will do many things for the South. He will do many things for Nigeria. He will do many things that he was also fighting for in those days. You know, until his second term is done. And I know that it will be done. So there are two things that he will do. One is to address something that most people think is impossible, to make it so possible. You see, those who drafted our constitution, they put conditions there. They didn't say it's impossible. They put it for us to comply with them. And for somebody like me as a lawyer, my level of exposure, I understand exactly those steps that needs to be taken to address any constitutional requirements. It's not, some other might see it as difficult or impossible. For me, it's not. So the most important of such requirements is the need to get 24 states to sign off for ANIOMA STATE. So why would it be easy? Why do you think it will be easy? I know why it will be easy. Because I've discussed it with the president. I've discussed it with the Senate President and others. As a matter of fact, once this committee is constituted, I will arrange a meeting to meet with the Senate President. Because the political class cannot be relied exclusively to govern. I still believe in all of you as traditional rulers, that part of like the one I have in the bill that is in National Assembly, what I'm trying to do is to recreate it locally here, populated by politicians and their ways. Then you have an upper chamber populated by kings. You know, we call them House of Lords or House of Chiefs, whatever you want to. We used to have them in the 50s in Nigeria. You're not going to sit every day. No, that's not the whole idea. But every bill and everything they pass, they must go through you. At least you sit twice a week. And then you will approve or disapprove or deal with it the way that parliaments that have bicameral system work. So all of you have to get ready. We're not talking about ANIOMA STATE like just for the governor or for House of Assembly members to dominate and do things and leave you in the lurch. No, you have to be prepared to play your roles. They'll be well defined. Give you that, the state in any event, as I said, give you that. If you check that document, we've also advanced the deliberations on the one I introduced in Abuja that replicates exactly what I'm telling you. So there'll be another one in Abuja as we have here too. That's just the digression. But it's important that you understand that apart from the work that we are doing in the Senate, that the House of Reps must also a private member bill. It is not a government bill. A government bill will require a simultaneous introduction of the bill in both the House and in the Senate at the same time. At the end of the day, we'll harmonize. That's what the law says. We'll get to that point where we'll harmonize. But when it comes to a private member bill like this, there is no such requirement. That is why I've never bothered to tell my brother here, Honorable Ngozi Okoli, or any other House member to also introduce the bill in the House. There's no point. There is a waste of time. What will happen is that once we are done at the Senate, the bill will be sent to the House of Reps for what they call concurrence. And concurrence is just an academic exercise because they're not going to open the case again. It's been done. Once we are done with it, we are done. It's just a formality for them to say, okay, yeah, we agree. Because the one that they also present to us, we're not going to say we're going to start all over again, debating, discussing. It's a waste of time. We trust them and they trust us. The concurrence of the House of Reps. As Abu said, after the public hearing, which has been listed for the 4th and 5th of next month, in which you all have to work towards being there if you can. After that, the bill will go back to the Senate for a 3rd reading. Again, we will sail through. I know we'll sail through. Amen. When that is done, it will now come down here in ANIOMA land for you, the people. You, the people, to decide whether you want ANIOMA State or not. So INEC will be here to conduct the referendum. And the format is very simple. It doesn't wear the color of any party. All that they will ask you in that document is, for every adult who is 18 years and above, is if you agree to the creation of ANIOMA State, say yes. So you tick yes. If you don't agree, you say no. There might be a provision for explanatory notes. And that is something I've discussed with INEC to see whether they can put that explanatory note for people who want to say no. Anybody in their right senses will say no to an opportunity to be free. Because ANIOMA State is about freedom. It's about realizing the historical quest that we have all been hearing about. Suddenly, we are on the verge of making it happen. So I don't really think anybody, but when that time comes, we'll talk about it. Lead the campaign. The members of this technical committee will support the campaign to educate the public as to why it should be yes, 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 all the way. So when that referendum is done with, that is when the president will invite the 24 states. Do you understand the way it works now? We're just posting home to victory. Of course, there are other requirements easily handled by all of you here. The kings are meant to sign, and they have signed. They have signed. Representatives, not all the kings, just some kings are meant to sign, and they've signed. The councillors are signing as we talk. The only people who are saying that we have to wait for our leader to tell us where to go are the House of Assembly members. They're the only ones. But I'm sure that at the nick of time, at the right time, you will invite them to face the people. It's a very simple document. It's prepared already, just for them to put Bridget Anyafolo sign, isn't it? Then we have the rest of them. Just put their names. Sorry, I'm using Bridget because this is our Sabbath and this is our territory. I couldn't have been talking about Emeka Mobi because Emeka Mobi is Anyocha North. So my apologies to Bridget and to you too. They said that when we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. But that bridge is solid, so we'll cross it. Now, let me address another very touchy issue. Very touchy to some people. Or they want to use it as an excuse to deny us the opportunity. You see, I told you that the president said he will create one state for Ndibo. Ndibos are mainly in Southeast, isn't it? We are Bendel Igbo or Midwest Igbo. Over time, that's what they've called us, different names. We are being positioned to take advantage of that president's desire to create what he calls equity state. That's what equity state. ANIOMA will be created as an equity state. That's why I went as far as telling you about the war and the roles that our people played. Is it only when it comes to fighting that they will tell us, come and carry gun? When it is time now to benefit nationally, then understand it. I've taken my time to explain to Southeast Ndibo that this is the chance to show us love by nominating and supporting us. You see, there are two possibilities. Either they divide or carve out a new state in the current Southeast. Either they do that, or they look beyond that and come to ANIOMA and say, okay, we support our brothers here. Or they go to Ikwere and say, we support a state from there. So these are the options. But don't forget that Ohaneze has made it abundantly clear that as far as they are concerned, Ohaneze, they said they have how many states? Do you know how many states Ohaneze has? How many states does Ohaneze have? No. 7. According to Ohaneze Constitution, they have 7 states. So the 5 states in Southeast, ANIOMA as a state, Ikwere as a state. Just check Ohaneze Constitution. That's why Ralph Wetwe, at some point, was the president of Ohaneze. That's why, currently, the president of Ohaneze is John Mbata from Ikwere. So, Ohaneze has made it very clear. That's very good for us because they have always tried to carry us along. Agu. I said subject matter that is touching, but I know what you feel personally. I also know what you feel personally. I am with and virtually everybody. But as they say, you don't throw the baby away with the bath water. This is an opportunity for us to close this chapter of ANIOMA State and have our own state. It's an opportunity. So the issue of zoning, which I describe as being touchy, shouldn't be a factor. First of all, zoning is not in the Constitution. Zoning is not in the Constitution. I've gone through the Constitution. I tried to find, maybe, Professor, I'll go. See, you are wearing many caps. You know, that zoning is not in the Constitution. I'll go. They want to hear from you. I'm going to ask the Professor of Law to tell you.
Well, zoning is not in the 1999 Constitution. It was introduced in the 1989 Constitution, but that Constitution never operated. But the one that we're using in 1999 was not there. It is not there.
Dalo, Abu Dalo. It is so, we are so lucky to have you. As Abu said, zoning was introduced purposely to share 6 offices in Nigeria. What are those offices? Office of the President, Office of the Vice President, Office of the Senate President, Office of the Deputy Senate President, Office of the Speaker, and Office of the Deputy Speaker. Those are the only offices that was addressed under this convention that is now becoming something important. Other issues are addressed by the Federal Character Commission, as you know. Means that if we didn't have the zoning, it would have been possible for Tinubu to be president from Southwest, and then somebody from Oyo State will be. So they're doing it. When one comes from the South, the other one comes from the North, and that's how they've changed everything. Like the Speaker of the House of Reps is from the North, the Deputy Speaker right from South. So they're doing it. When one comes from the South, the other one comes from the North, and that's how they've changed everything. The Deputy President is from North, from Kano. No, every state is independent. Every state is autonomous. Every state has its own government. Every state, not like Delta. In Delta, you have the governor, you have the deputy governor and the House of Assembly, and all the rest of them. Do you think that the government of Delta will wait for government of Bayelsa or Edo State or Kwebo or Cross River State or Rivers to tell them what to do? No. So there's no partnership, if I may use that word. It is just what it is, just zoning for those offices. So at the right time, for example, if eventually the president said he will put us in Southeast, for example, what it means is that when there is an opportunity to share an office like Office of the President, they will also say, okay, ANIOMA, you are now part of the major ethnic group, you share in it. As it is now, we're a minority within a minority. But it is still possible. Because in Northwest, they have a zone that has 7 states, isn't it? So there'll be a balance. But let's not bother about that until we get to that point. If you don't push for ANIOMA State and get it to the point where the president and his people will decide which state are they going to use, if we don't get to that point, are we going to be chosen? No. So whatever our misgivings are, whatever the issues are, please, my royal fathers and my brothers and sisters, let's take advantage of a very, very feasible prospect. It's just there. I am there, so I know what's happening. Those who think they can play politics with ANIOMA State should be told that this is not the time to play politics. And there's something I say everywhere, and I will make that known to you in this inaugural discussion here. I've said it to you many times. I actually believe that the next governor, or the first governor of ANIOMA State should come from NWOKO Nation because of the things we have there. Or if you decide that it will be Ngozi Okole, he's there. Are you not capable? Eh? Do you want to be a governor?
Of course, I want to be.
NED NWOKO, that's me. Look, I have other interests. I'm happy to remain as a senator. I'm happy to become a minister. I'm happy to become a vice president or anything else. Let's get ANIOMA for our people. Let ANIOMA become a free land for our people. We will guide them and support them. For example, part of my dream is to make sure that ANIOMA schools has a subject that is taught as ANIOMA, and that will cascade down to the primary schools. So our language, our culture, and our tradition will be taught in every primary and every secondary school and every university in our area. That is when we can preserve our culture, promote our culture. At the moment, because we are part of a state that has different tribes, the Shakiris, the Jos, the Isokos, the Urokos, you can't be talking about studying Ijo in Delta now, can you? Or studying ANIOMA language. We can't be doing that now. But when we have our state, it will be a wholly homogeneous state. At least we are the same culture, largely. Our dressing is the same. My brother, the President General of ANIOMA, you see, well, I will not read it somewhere. Our red cap, our white. The only thing he has I don't have is the muffler. But we are the same.
You have it?
I have. It's in my house. I didn't bring it. I think I've said enough.
Most distinguished Senator Prince NED NWOKO. Shall we put our hands together one more time for our most distinguished senator for that and a lecture? It's time for me to hand over the microphone to Obweshi Dr. Godfrey Odogu for the rest of the program. Thank you very much.
My dear royal fathers, please permit me to just take 5 minutes of your time while we are getting ready to announce the members that are going to be inaugurated today. That is the technical committee members for the creation of ANIOMA State. You see, distinguished Senator NED NWOKO is, in my opinion, an extraordinary politician.
Great.
And I want to tell you this because I've known him from the time of his legal practice as a young lawyer in the United Kingdom. As a matter of fact, my late uncle, Chief Sonny Odogu,
in London during one of my regular visits from the United States to London, introduced me to him way back, so many years ago. And what he said to me, and at that time, I looked at him, was a very young lawyer. But then, I knew that he has passion, what you call raw passion for NED ANIOMA. And over the years, even before venturing into politics, he has been touching the lives of our people over there in the UK, and I believe even here at home. So when I got to know him better, then I recognized his passion for ANIOMA people and ANIOMA State. This ANIOMA State that we're talking about, he can, in short, NED NWOKO, when he's eating, he's thinking of ANIOMA State. When he's sleeping, he's dreaming ANIOMA. When you go to visit him, before you discuss one or two things, you say, about ANIOMA State. So when he called me to say that now, after our summit last year, we had our summit last year. Many of you who are here were there on the 31st of August 2024, there in Grand Hotel. After the summit, we began to compile the names of those of you who will be members of this technical committee. And again, that list, we have updated it to represent the cross-interest of our people across ANIOMA State. And I'm happy to say that over 90% of those of you on that list, you are here today. And I thank you. What is important to note is that we cannot miss this opportunity when we have someone who has decided to take us to the finish line of this wonderful assignment, this very, very great endeavor that our forebears started long. And we have to believe that somehow there's a divine intervention, that God brought him at this time to become a senator and to drive him to the Senate, to the man who is well connected to him, who's president of Nigeria, to his very close friend, who is the Senate president, and to many of his colleagues whom he knows on one-on-one basis to give support. I can assure you, because he tells me, he discussed with me, 75 senators out of 109 senators in the Federal Republic of Nigeria have endorsed and agreed to support him on these things. I can tell you that, because I know. Senate is to pioneer, to drive us to anchor ANIOMA State at this point in time, and I believe it can be done. Please, a big round of applause to the State Senator. And my dear Senator, my brother, thank you. Before we read out the list of those who have been inaugurated, where is
most distinguished Senator, sir, Dr. Bongozi Okoli representing Administration of the Federal Constituency House of Reps, great party leaders, Okpopano, of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I seize this rare and privileged opportunity to invite members of the technical committee for the creation of ANIOMA State. The technical committee is set up by distinguished Senator NED NWOKO, representing the good people of Delta North Senatorial District, the 10th National Assembly, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The creation of ANIOMA State, as proposed in his bill before the National Assembly. 1. Asaba of Asaba. His Royal Majesty will be Professor Epiphany Azinge, Chairman. Dane of Agbo Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Benjamin Ikechukwu Keaborezu, Co-Chairman. Of Ogologo, Member. Chief Austin Isagbo, Rep of ANIOMA Chiefs, Member. Right Honorable Ngozi Okole, Member representing Anyosho Shimuli constituency in the House of Representatives, Member. Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Olejime, astute politician, administrator of repute, businesswoman, Member. Honorable Engineer Emeka Mobi, Majority Leader, Delta State House of Assembly, Member. Honorable Chukwu Dafi, Honorable Chukwuye Oku, Member, Delta State House of Assembly, representing Odinka South Constituency, member. Honorable Justice Igbeama, member. Chief Leroy Edozie, member. Chief Afam Obiogo, member. Professor Julie Adelbi Umukoro, member. Pastor Dr. Kingsley Oje, representative of Ovizo, ANIOMA Ward, member. Izo ANIOMA, member. Yaraman Unubisi, member. Comrade Amechi Asubuni, President General of NED NWOKO Union, NAU, member. Elder Daniel Osifu, representative of Onweka, member. Right Honorable Osai Nicholas Osai, member. Chief Prince Igwe Izikwe, Chairman of President Generals, Delta North Communities, member. Co-secretary. While Right Honorable Osai Nicholas Osai is the secretary. Henry Uzo, Secretary, Delta North President General. Prince Clement Okonjo, member. Honorable Chamberlain Dunko, member. Ambassador Comrade Okori Kenneth, Chairman, Delta State Youth Council, Senior Special Assistant to the Civil Senator on Youth Mobilization, member. Honorable Omefe, member. Comrade Iyobo Idi, representing National Youth Council of Nigeria, NYCN, Delta North, member. Venerable Christian Okoko, Chairman of the 9 local government areas, Chairman of Christian Association of Nigeria, and Delta North, member. Prince Henry Eze JP, Chairman IPA, Delta State Representative of Inter-Party Advisory Council, Delta North, member. Secretary General of NED NWOKO, member. Honorable Richard Daniels Chukwuji, representative of NED Women Wing, member. Alhaji Awalu Tuko, Chairman of Ariwa Group in Delta North, member. Honorable Victor Chukwemeke, representing Delta North Local Government Councillors, member. Representative of Student Union Government, SUG Delta North, member. Favor Ajoebo Esquire, representative of Human Rights, member. Chief Alex Ipeazu, representative of ANIOMA Support Groups, member. Ambassador Prince Dadat Sam Olisa, Alanza, Order of Boko Kingdom, member. Mr. Harrison Guamishu, representative of the Civil Society Groups, member. Venerable Samson C. Amasia, PhD, member. Comrade Marcos Enodi, representative of the youth, member. Amaeze Chike, representative of the business community, member. Ifoma Agoma, representative of women in the Ika Federal Constituency, member. Right Honorable Alumna Isei, representative of NWOKO Women Leaders, member. Dr. David Oba, member. Chief Mary Eboebe, representative, women leader and nurture Oshibli Federal Constituency, member. Member, Professor Stephen Okoro Dudu, representing the academia, member. AP Manu Mizi Esquire, MBA Chairman, Asaba Branch, representative of the Nigerian Bar Association, member. Chief Engineer Tony Moloko, Secretary General, Asaba Development Union Worldwide, member. Chefuna Onyebadi, representing Igbo Leaders Consultative Forum, member. Professor Peter Ajulu Olanye, representing the academic, member. Dr. Eugene Okolocha, member. Ogweshi Adizwe Eluaka, Delta North APC Chairman, member. Ogweshi CC Ashiogo, Acting PG Asaba Development Union Worldwide, member. Chief Engineer Ima Ebo, member. Chief Patrick Okei, member. Nudi Ezechi, member. Comrade Chima Victor Ngozi, member. Field Coordinator, Honorable Comrade Koma Ebo Kombe Way David, member. member. Prince Fred Morley, member. Ugoishi Esquire, member. Ugoishi Reddy Wilson, member. Chief Dr. Emmanuel Ofo Kansi Imnechete, member. Chief Alanza Kuche Ugoma, member. Dennis Tina Okudili, member. Dr. Christopher Okoba, member. Honorable Chris Oputa, Local Government Chairman, Ndokwa East, member. Honorable Ekene Kerry, Eka Northeast, member. Woman Leader, member. Chief Mrs. Ada Faith Okuneye Omolo, aka Ada Ndokwa, member. Ugoishi Godfrey Odogu, who is the chairman of the Secretariat Committee, member. Chief Dr. Chukwudi Curtis Odegbe, member. Of course, my humble self, Dr. Michael NWOKO, member. Mr. Kaikenichuku Okoli, member. Barrister Ken Okologo, former Commissioner Desopadek, member. Madam Gloria Okologo, member. Ms. Juliet Oga, member. Chief Tony Ogana, member. Festus Aleka Esquire, member. Comrade Joshua Opia, member. Honorable Samadina Awasia, member. Akamaguna Uche Patricia Esquire, member. Upon the directive of the most distinguished senator, I'd like to inform that all the traditional rulers in Delta North Central District are members of this technical committee. And then all the local government chairmen, council chairmen, Delta North Senatorial District are members of this technical committee. Delta State House of Assembly in Delta North Senatorial District are all members of this noble committee. Obiago, Asaba Habago, Obiago Agono, Aguagono, Dode, Ndio Lizele, Opa great party leaders, thank you so much. Thank you and God bless you.
I want to now invite the chairman of MBA Asaba branch, is also a notary public, AP Madwemeze, to come and minister the oath of inauguration. Please, if you heard your name and you are present here, stand up to be inaugurated, please. Over to you.
Dode, Agua. I am AP Mabemeze, Notary Public of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please, as I recite, this is the administration of the oath of the Technical Committee for the creation of ANIOMA State. So, I, Azuka Paul Mabemeze, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully serve as a member of the Technical Committee for the creation of ANIOMA State, that I will dedicate myself to the just, lawful and peaceful pursuit for the creation of ANIOMA State, that I will at all times act with honesty, integrity, and in the best interest for the ANIOMA people. That I will promote unity, inclusiveness, and respect for all stakeholders. That I will neither seek nor accept any personal gain, nor allow my personal interest to influence my duties. That I will uphold the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and work towards the realization of the ANIOMA people. Be the creation of the ANIOMA state.
Be the creation of ANIOMA state.
In accordance with due process.
In accordance with due process.
And democratic principles.
And democratic principles.
So help me God.
So help me God.
That's
the general.
ANIOMA state.
Thank you very much. I will invite Ogosinabo Akudoaba to come now and inaugurate our
Now, with your permission and consent, let me perform the inauguration of AP Madam Esquire. Incidentally, is my chairman, the chairman of my branch of MBA. It's an honor to inaugurate you into this committee. So, repeat after me. Put your name where I please. Raise your hand. I,
Asuka Paul Madam,
do solemnly swear or affirm that I will be faithful, serve as a member State Creation Steering Committee, that I will dedicate myself to the just, lawful, and peaceful pursuit of the creation of ANIOMA state. That I will at all times act with honesty, integrity, and in the best interest of ANIOMA people. That I will promote unity, inclusiveness, and respect for all stakeholders. That I will neither seek nor accept any personal gain, nor allow my personal interest to influence my duties. That I will uphold the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and work towards the realization of ANIOMA state in accordance with the due process and democratic principles. So help me God. Thank you.
The chairman of the education and the distinguished senators. And I thank everybody that present here today. And we have work to do. And there is nobody that will do it for us, but we are going to do it ourselves. And I want us to go home with one word, that we are the pioneers of these things, and we are running it through Senator NED NWOKO. Please be very good. I thank all of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Rise. We shall rise for the closing prayer and the departure of your Royal Majesties, followed by the departure of all the members of this technical committee.
Okubasalo ANIOMA. Anewo di fedi na patata ni fedi na iletie na. Na ade ni gene ko fuma. Ni ja ANIOMA ai ni je ni gene anyundo. Ni gene ai suoma. Na ma jiji fele. Ama na ite sa na gene state in time. Ande gene ma kono we bi no ga elanya aka. I swear na chiteka ni te wa na kai na ma dada muzo. Kaisi webia isi ndokwa ndisi bedi ne webia na igana lo no ndo to ga ije zipi do ọrụ Chineke ni ga na ela anyị ka lo ze ni gbe maka ma ni gbe bela anyị na Jesus Christ for the one.
I appreciate our royal fathers, our leaders, traditional leaders.
How long that? Hannah, my
Please Please make way, please.
That's my apple boss.
Make way. Traditional rulers and the technical committee. Committee members. Please assume Senator. Please, NED NWOKO, Wadi. Also appreciate our brother and right honorable Inauguration Fathers. Please make way. Thank you.